Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling Sim with the CPU automated um, journey here that I've taken over. We've hired one of our trainees that went through the training school, Mr. Franklin Dominguez. Um, he's riding on a loss right now, but he was facing Guillermo that I did not realize. He's 81 star power. He's growing, and he is no longer going to be a enhancement talent, so to speak. You're gonna bump him up to lower mid card, um, as he is worth 88 $8,800, so $8,800 for each appearance that he makes on my show. We did add Tiger for commentary. He did have decent stats on that, so we added a third commentary announcers, so to speak. Um, and overall, kind of just shaping up a roster. I'm kind of happy with it right now. Um, that we've been slowly either adding people, um, releasing people, depending on needs. It's not necessarily for the sake of just doing it just to do it. It's for the needs of the company and trying to turn around that corner to be profitable. Last show wasn't really that successful as we didn't have that many ticket sales, but overall, it's we're starting getting storylines put together and everything, and so um, whatever the case may be, trying to make people face and heal and stuff, so it may not work the greatest, but um, all we can do is just push forward and set up what we can do to kind of maximize our talent, so to speak, for these types of shows. And it automatically sims to that. We did get Ben Reyes, who is newly signed as well. You'll accept that. We have 2 days. Another email. An event. Leslie O'Brien. We'll accept that. So Ben Reyes needs a 15-minute match in this extravaganza. So we have our event. So 75, he has 80 star power, high flyer. Kind of a person that I knew that wasn't going to be. I mean, he could be picked up any minute now, but overall, we're gonna add um him, Guillermo, do a 15-minute match, kind of see where they're at. Um, no titles on the line. Purpose. I mean, they're it's not to make anyone better than the other person, but um, we could do that. Just having a good spots and just literally been it's really about it. Um, Main show. Um, I wonder, storyline wise, that dropped a little bit because I went from like 80 to now 73, which is fine. We just added this Leslie versus Cecilia. Overall. Yeah, we'll put them on the main event. So, add an angle. Do entrance. Leslie for 2 minutes. And basically cutting a promo. For 8, and that is her thing. Basically talking about her attack that she did last event. So Craig has been on fire, was winning and having the title. Face Max and 1. Shenzo, Darian Williams. Should interfere. No. I'm not gonna set anything because as of right now, with me adding that is just gonna ruin it. Purpose. Do that. It's no match gimmick. It's gonna be a 10-minute match. There's that. So, titles on the line. Terrible as a team, so now I know for that. But I will have an add Iker against Basile. Gonna see where that leads to. Trying to make Basile look good. It's no titles. That's gonna be there. Franklin. We'll do that. I have Ignacio. We're gonna have that in the pre-show. So for that, and then I forgot Silas Bates. I'll have Silas Bates instead. Just a friendly match against them. We'll add Max against Hassan, his first match back. Let's make him look good. First match back. We'll do that in the main show. Towards the back. And then angle. Entrance of Samira. Takes 2 minutes. Entrance of Sia. It takes 2 minutes. And then having a contract signing. So that. And then right. Matches made. Two, 4, 8, 12, 15, 20. There. That could be towards the ends. Um, wins losses have been removed, or history here, but right there. Okay. Last event they faced each other. Nia won. And Anaya turned heel. So we can also add a promo. Tegan for 5 minutes. Call it a show. Put it right there. This could be the end. Franklin and Silas. Who else could really? I mean, those two, but they're both faces. Ignacio. We could do Adam Match. Marlon Lewis against the Flyers. Make it a 10-minute match. Brett Storm. Or we could have, yeah, we'll do Brett. Part of the pre-show. It's kind of a friendly tag team match before as well. Then Desiree, Edward, Luis. Do that for 5 minutes. Gonna do it like that. There. That should do it. So, it won't really affect anything with his promo skills or whatnot. Hopefully, he gets some popularity, but it's just to add stuff in the pre-show, a little bit of a pre-show, and then the main show. Because he was, tag teaming with Iker, but Iker is, not a really, not necessarily, not a good fit. Because they have terrible chemistry as tag team. So it's really not a good fit. Who knows? Maybe next event they face each other. If I end up putting it that way, but it's a possibility. Where Iker switches to healer, Anthony switches to heal, and then face each other. But I've have all the active storylines right now active in it. So Darian versus Vincenzo in this mid championship match. So it may drop it down a little bit. Who knows? Talking about her attack, so that's Leslie and Celia. We could add, Anaya and Tegan as a storyline because of how they fit together, and that's about it. Since I could add everyone in a storyline, but we're only gonna do certain parts in a storyline to kind of figure out the game and try to win our way back with people coming to the show and stuff. So I'm gonna start it, and we start off with Franklin Dominguez making a comeback, or essentially like a kind of a rebuttal from losing from Guillermo, that he is a winner in this match, and Brett did the heavy lifting of both people and Silas gave him a good or a half-star match, I guess, with him. 29% crowd reaction, half star, 52 match quality, and 40% final score. Then we have Anthony Wilson. Okay, so he does gain popularity from it, cutting a promo. He's not really involved in anything, so trying to get everybody involved as much as possible, to kind of keep them relevant within the promotion. But I know sometimes having a break and then coming back gives kind of people that pop too as well. But overall, trying to keep people relevant and stuff like that is better than starting from scratch and having to work their way up. So 41% final score on that promo. Then we end off with the pre-show with Marlon and Lewis against Bryson Ignacio. Marlon got a better reaction than you'd expect. He did help win the match with Lewis. Brett helped everybody, did the heavy lifting, and Bryson and Ignacio have a good chemistry as a tag team, so that kind of helped the match. 28% crowd reaction, 2.5-star match, 72% match quality, and 50% final score to end the pre-show. Then we're on to the main show, where it's Ben versus Guillermo. Newly acquired Ben Reyes and Guillermo that came off a victory from Franklin Dominguez, kind of giving him, a debut kind of an exhibition match, not meant for anything, but just try to see where they are skill set wise. But the major spot brought the match to another level. Brought the crowd to their feet. The vocal were in love with it, and Brett did the heavy lifting. So that kind of helped get that 4.5-star, 88% match quality, 61% crowd reaction, and 74% final score. So adding that helps instead of having a match, storyline type thing. So I guess Leslie comes off with a 20% final score within her promo of why she, had the attack. Makes the entrance 55% and, cuts a promo on Celia Jackson. They both gain 0.1, but 20% final score, so that's going to drop that active storyline quite a bit. Then we have Vincenzo Rose winning. And 30% crowd reaction, 2.5-star match, 69% match quality, and 50% score. With Craig Lowry get a better reaction than you think. He is riding a wave of momentum, but now he has lost the championship. Brett Storm's agent really helped them both. Did the heavy lifting, and Vincenzo was made to look like a threat, and it really helped his popularity. He gained 0.1 from it. So we have Anaya Whitley as she won in her match last event against Tegan. So cutting a promo against Tegan. They both gained 0.1 from it and 54 final score. Iker versus Basile. Iker did win. Didn't gain any popularity though. Brett did help with Iker and Basile with their performance. Basile had a boost to his performance because of his gimmick, and Brett did the heavy lifting. 26% crowd reaction, 2.5-star match, 70% match quality, and 48% final score. Then we have the champion, Eloise, cutting a promo, not necessarily to anybody, but just cutting a promo overall, having 86% final score with a 0.1 improvement of popularity. Then we have Hassan coming back against Max Grassi. He did win the match, so he was looked to be like a threat. Game 0.1. Max Grassi lost 0.1. but it was just a normal, ordinary match. 25% crowd reaction, 2.5 star match, 68% match quality, and 47% final score. Then we have our main event as a contract signing, 75%. So Samira makes her entrance first, 87%. Lucia comes in after that, 92%. They both sign a contract, which boosted up to 87. Then they engage in a brawl that boosted it down to 81. And then they had to be pulled apart, which is 87%. And then Tiger makes a match involving these two for the next event. So it ended up being 75%, and all of them gained 0.1 of popularity. And it's going to be a max of 45. Game point 2 score would have been a 68 if we had better quality stuff. And the show, see how many people showed up. So, Leslie O'Brien. Oh, that was last. Reyes, you kept your promise. This is prove your relationship with him. We had 369 tickets. $535 or $5,535 in sales, which is an improvement from last time. We only had 5,220. So we're kind of riding that wave a little bit of being at that 5,000, so 300 to 400 range right now. So we will simulate to the next month so I can kind of see what we're looking at financially and stuff like that. And that's how I kind of end these episodes if you're new to watching these episodes. So gained or, signed some people that were a decent amount of money, and everything else. So we're at the first. It's a male. Zachariah Duran graduates the training school. Longer training. Let's see what he wants for power. Star power 40. Looks some skill. So something. Average height. So a heal, which is nice. It's good with everybody within the training school, which is very nice. Travel expenses, 2 years. That we did minimum, heal, and you will be enhancement talent. There we go. So we've signed basically every trainee, and what's nice is they are, $50 appearance, so it's not too bad. But overall, we are, I think, on the right direction. Now we got 27 wrestlers, 15 faces, 12 heels. I've been kind of trying to balance it Five backstage, one referee. We only need one ref. Um, trying to um, be above to what we need to be. Um, so right now we have Lucia and Samira. They're um, down. If it's down or just kind of keeping the same at 73%. Darian and Vincenzo is now 57%. Celia and Leslie is 44, with Leslie having that 20% final score of the promo. So that dropped down a little bit. I may drop it or whatnot, but I know um, this coming up event is probably another promo with Celia, and then this one is trying to get that match together, main event spot and stuff like that. So that way it's um, helps Leslie be happy within the promotion and not, hey, I'm gonna search somewhere else. There's a lot of the people that do informant or paper appearance. They do like 4 to 5 different um, promotions as they are paper appearance and stuff like that. So, and I don't blame them. They, love the craft and everything, and we got a lot of contracts expiring at the end of this year, so we'll see um, with some of these um, if they deserve it or I'm letting them walk. But I think overall we're heading in the right direction, but we are not heading in the right direction finances wise. So I don't know why it must have bugged on this one, but negative 154,000, almost 155,000. With staff wages 26,000 for marketing, production, and then travel 2,900, 500 for catering, medical 10,800, back office 500. But we did get 103 worth of merchandise sold, so we are and training school and stuff like that. So um, potentially I may change that. Um, traditional medium. It's kind of like boot camp or whatnot, but as um, I remember seeing it. So training schools. Here it is. So the type of training school, the European style is a school which believes in constant training. So your wrestlers are training constantly. Trainees are expected to always be training and pay a monthly fee. Boot camp gives the school a lump sum fee, and when a worker is trained up, they leave the school. Then corporate schools recruit people from outside wrestling, pay them to train, and then have the option to hire them as wrestlers when they are ready. The corporate structure has much better chance to produce talent with good looks and athletic ability. So I kind of stayed within that corporate. Um, that European, everyone's just training, 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 and all that jazz. So um, I could, you know, make it where they're still training, but since no longer training and stuff, that Zachariah is next person that's on our roster. So, um, oh, so it will be a good addition to our roster. We'll have those um, matches, like the pre-show matches, to trying to boost their star power, their wrestling skill, the looks, intimidation, and stuff like that. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed this episode and have a good one.